to Zyrene, who's got a breakdown of that Immortals win.
Thank you very much, Freak and Kobe. Great cast on the day. And I'm going to break down a play that happens in the bottom side tier 2 turret. And as we set this up, this is going to be a play that actually has a good reaction to it from Immortals, because TSM, they're actually looking to take this fight. And as we roll this clip out, you're going to see Svenskeren engage onto Huni, and he's going to pop it into his team. But pause here. This bola was already thrown off by Reignover into this gigantic cluster of TSM backline threats. This right here, Svenskeren, the tank is completely separated from his team, so he's not providing the backup, and Huni actually gets launched right into the middle of them. And as we continue this team fight out, you're going to see everybody just comes towards Huni. Huni immediately across stunned members, able to take out double lift with ease. He goes back across, and then he actually looks for a Q there and pause it. So Huni was actually looking for his last Q this way, but what happened was Svenskeren was already knocked up, so he hit his R in this area, hoping to get Yellow Star and Bjergsen. Bjergsen did ulti, so there wasn't going to hit him anyway, but the damage that he needed onto Hanser as well before he went up is actually going to come into play, and you saw his tornado actually go out that way after he had ulti. Svenskeren is not a target he really wants to jump onto, seeing the tank, so Huni wants to be in that back line. As we continue this replay out, though, you're going to see that that damage that he needed is going to be crucial to actually clean the entire fight up as he chases down the back line. These members, TSM, Bjergsen, Hanser, so close. One more hit onto Bjergsen and multiple hits onto Hanser there, which he may have gotten with the ultimate, followed by the R. And of course, right there, the shield's coming into play. Karma's support. You know, Cloud9 members, Elimination might be happy about that one. But Immortals, they ended up closing this game out, and they had more dives after that, just over and over again. This was a composition that had something we really hadn't seen for a very long time, where it was focused around a Yasuo top and executed very well. Of course, Immortals, there's only one game left, and they could hold that NALCS record of the best win percentage at the end of the season. Now, let's check in with Dash, who's ready for an interview with two of our winners and possible record holders.
Thank you very much, Zyrene. That's right, I'm here with Wild Turtle and Huni after a win that brings you guys to 16-1 on the season. Only one game left to play, going for that 17-1. Before we get into this matchup, though, I want to talk to you guys about this last week of practice, because last week could have been considered the roughest week for you guys. A pretty close game against Dignitas where you're on the back foot for the entire time. So, Huni, coming to you, I want to know how you guys approached this week of practice, having seen that there, were ways that you guys could fall into deficits.
Last week, I'm pretty sure it was kind of like overconfident. That's why we play like a bit bad, and we tried to just play comeback. And since all the game, like we're just full of the back, and then we have to make comeback game, like instead of we are playing ahead since all the game. From that, we just felt it. We made so much mistakes just ourselves. Not enemy teams play really well. So I think we just focus on not make mistake in all the game, and just not being overconfident.
So checking yourselves, kind of making sure you assess the situation and move calmly forward. My next question then about improvement is going to come to you, Wild Turtle, which is, given the fact that you are 16-1 now, you haven't had a ton of opportunities to look at losses and figure out, glaring issues with the team. So what is your guys' process, having been such a dominant team, on finding ways to get better and building new strategies?
Whenever we have trouble at any point of the game, like even in scrims or on stage games, we go back and look at it. Like even if we're winning the games, like we're gonna have like these bumps where we didn't do the right things in this scenario. And I think losing with our team makes us learn a lot more too. Like when we lose a game, we actually learn like a lot more than when we're always winning.
Right, absolutely. Now, if we move into this game, I want to talk about some of the changes you guys made, because we had spoken to Adrian last week, and he had said that we have other strategies. We're not necessarily going to show them unless we have to. But today, you guys came out with the Sejuani, Lulu, Yasuo, and Karma. So that's a whole lot of picks that we haven't seen before. And so I kind of want to get a sense of where this composition came from, why it was that you felt this was the game to come out and show that you can do these different things. Who need you first?
I think even though we play Yasuo, Lulu, Sejuani, Karma, it's like new pick, but those pick like we already practiced like since 5 weeks ago, and we have so much picks still. So I think it's not like we didn't have to pick like this new champion. We didn't have to show that actually, but just we play as much as we can, because last week it was not good for us. Like that game was really close, and then we had to go like really long time. It's not Immortals' style, you know?
Right. I want to ask you about the Yasuo pick specifically, because we saw Darshan pull it out earlier in this split against a Nautilus top specifically, and they were outspoken about the fact that they thought Yasuo was a counterpick to Nautilus, at least in lane. It didn't work out for them for the rest of the game. Having seen the Graves and Trundle locked in, what is your feeling about Yasuo and the current meta in the top lane? Is he strong against all champions, or where does he fit?
I think since they changed that Warlost, yeah. There is like so much sustain during the lane phase, so that's why they make for Yasuo like so much sustain and the super strong lane phase. He can farm no matter what, 50-50, even though like they pick tank champion. But I think it's like you need to think about like what is your composition and then how you're going to execute with Yasuo. I think it's pretty hard champion at the same time. Like, has really super strong lane phase.
Yeah, it's a very demanding champion. Mechanically, you played it quite well, and with that freeze that you guys were able to set up, you got a very substantial farm lead, which helped you win that 1v1. Now I want to go to the rest of the composition, which was this Lulu and Karma around a Corki, and it's, you know, as well as a Sejuani being the frontliner, but it kind of is that protect the AD carry comp just without an Orianna or a Janna. Instead, we're substituting Lulu and Karma. So what are the benefits of these two champions in particular and in the meta as we see it now?
Well, I think those two champions just also help like any AD carry play more aggressive. Like they gave us Lulu because we thought they were gonna pick it after we picked Corki, but they didn't pick the Lulu. So we just wanted to take the Lulu pick away. So we wanted Lulu. It just kind of happened that we had Lulu Karma.
Right, fell into your hands.
Yeah.
So you're like, we're not going to ignore it.
Yeah.
And of course, Sejuani, I mean, we have the, you know, the possibility for some great four-man ultimates, which Reignover was hitting. And so we saw kind of the power of that champion. We were wondering at the beginning of the day whether or not Sejuani would make an appearance. I do want to now look a little bit further into the future. And I know that we have a lot of games left to play through the playoffs before we even make it to MSI. But I'd like to pick your brains, having seen some of the international competition at IEM, as well as probably your own, you know, studies and watching other regions, where you guys feel as a team you would stack up on the international level, since we didn't get to see you play at IEM. Huni?
At IEM?
Well, playing at MSI, because we didn't get to see you at IEM.
Well, I don't know, because there was no chance of playing against like real international team. At the same time, IEM, there was no like super strong team. Like let's say Rox was not there. Obviously, any LCS best team in Immortals was not there.
Right.
So I think it's pretty hard to say like that early. So I think we need to just wait for MSI.
Fair enough, fair enough. Keep your sights on winning the spring split first and foremost. One more question to you, Wild Turtle, and it's about Cloud9 and CLG, as they are in a tight race for second place here in that first round bye. There's a chance that they might have to play a tiebreaker if both teams win out. In the case that they do, are you willing to pick a team that you think has the upper hand in that matchup?
It's really a hard one. C9 and CLG, like they're both really good teams, and they do have all their moments. But I think CLG is a little bit more consistent, so I'm just gonna give that one to them.
There it is, a slight edge for CLG. Huni, do you feel the same way?
No.
No? How do you feel?
I'm not feeling anything.
Oh, he's not. He's abstaining from the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. That's fair enough, fair enough. Well, again, gentlemen, congratulations on the victory today in pretty dominating fashion. Look forward to your game tomorrow. We've got more league action headed your way right after the break. See if Liquid will lock in a playoff spot or if Team Dignitas will keep the hope of a 7th place finish alive. Don't go anywhere.
Actually, today there's a lot of crowd or what?
Let me kill all these.
Because we are match of the weekend, you know?
Come on, seriously.
Match of the weekend.
It's the best team against the most popular team as well.
Well, Huni gets a knockup, but he's got no ulti left. He's got to do auto attack damage. The flash comes in. Bjergsen way too late.
Trundle. He flashed. I can kill him. I can kill him. Trundle. Okay. I'm fighting Graves. I'm going from behind. Lissandra has no flash.
TP for Bjergsen, he will go in. Ulti's Wild Turtle gets the kill picked up, and suddenly here's Svenskeren as well, knocking back Huni, who still comes back in and grabs it. Another knockup on Svenskeren, just chasing him down. Exhaust doesn't even matter. Down goes the next as well. Immortals, 28 minutes. Just dismantle TSM.